Hello everyone and welcome to another tier list. Yes, people have been requesting me to do a FNAF tier list because I used to play FNAF. Now I'm going to say this right now, not every game is going to be on this list. And I made a don't count section because ever since Steel Wool took over making the games for FNAF, it really hasn't been the original story or original lore, if that makes any sense. So some of the ones that you see down below are not going to be used. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has them. So there might be some things here that you might not agree with. That's fine. I used to play FNAF years ago. I loved FNAF. And in case people don't know what the hell I'm talking about, Five Nights at Freddy's, which is basically a jump scare game series created by Scott Cawthon. And I used to be into it until I'd say it'd have to be after Fazbear's Pizza Simulator, because I actually did like that one, and I do believe that was the last game that was created legitly by Scott Cawthon, and also I believe it is still free on GameJolt. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. So I have A tier to F tier, and I also have a don't count tier. There's a reason why I don't have an S tier on here. I do not believe that there is an S tier FNAF game, because I will always think that jump scares don't really count as being scared, per se. I consider it as being startled, because I believe that jump scares are very cheap. But I love the original lore. When it comes to FNAF, I also own a lot of the original books somewhere in my storage. But yeah, we're going to go and get started. So, FNAF 1. FNAF 1 basically had a very simple premise. You were a security guard, you watched the cameras, you closed and opened shutter doors, you watched the lights, and you made sure that none of the animatronics were trying to kill you. I like FNAF 1. I think FNAF 1 is really, really good. Is it perfect to me, though? Not by a long shot. I'm going to put it at B. I'm going to put FNAF 1 at B, because it is a game that I would consider revisiting again one day. I've heard that the console versions are kind of badly ported. It's okay, though. There's always the PC. FNAF 2. FNAF 2 is a lot of people's favorite FNAF games. Some of my friends would say different mixed opinions on it. Some say that it is the perfect FNAF game. Some people say it is the most overwhelming FNAF game, which is very understandable because you have much more to do. At least you don't have to worry about your power going out, and, well, you have a flashlight, but you also have tons of other tasks to do. So, yeah. FNAF 2... I'm going to put it at D. Now, keep in mind, it is a good game. You know, and I understand it's a prequel. I understand that you're not just dealing with withered animatronics. You're also dealing with, toy animatronics, all that, music box, the works. But I just don't like FNAF 2. I think it is very, very overwhelming. That's just me. Okay, FNAF 3. So FNAF 3 is Fazbear Frights. You're basically dealing with one animatronic that is of William Afton, stuck in a spring lock suit, also known as Spring Trap. There is really good mini games in this. I like the mini games in FNAF 3. And I do feel at one point this was going to be Cawthon's last game, but then, of course, there was a couple extra things that he wanted to do, I guess. Now, keep in mind, I am not going to be rating a lot of these in order. I'm going to be rating them by just how it is, like, on the list here. You know, the works. I think FNAF 3 is better than FNAF 2. I think it can be a little more complicated because you have to deal with the ventilations, you have to deal with the camera acting up, you got to deal with the audio systems acting up, and you do have like the Phantom animatronics, like Phantom Balloon Boy, Phantom Freddy, Chica, the puppet, also known as the marionette, all that. But I do think that FNAF 3 is better than FNAF 2. Do I think it's better than FNAF 1? I do not. I'm going to put it at C. Just simply because I like it. I liked it better than FNAF 2, but I do not think it's better than FNAF 1. FNAF 1 is a very hard one to top for me, because of also the 420 mode and, 420 Blaze It. Now, we got FNAF 4. I think FNAF 4 is very, very good, especially when you deal with the custom night. And I love the Halloween special for it. The Halloween special is very, very good. I also love the idea of like the Nightmare Marionette, Nightmare Fredbear. I love all that. Well, there's also Nightmare itself, which is a black version of Fredbear. I do feel that a lot of the sound cues are still messed up still to this day. Like, sometimes you can hear the sound cues, but not all the time. Let me see. I liked the references of there being like the fact that the person you're playing as is technically in a hospital because of certain things that like change around your environment. I love a lot of the references as well. But do I think that FNAF 4 is better than FNAF 2? Yes. Do I think it's better than FNAF 3? By a little bit, yes. FNAF 4 was one of the first FNAF games to actually give me a bit of a scare. I don't scare very easily, because I believe that there's a difference between getting timid, being startled, and being scared. But do I think it's better than FNAF 1? I don't know. What I think I'll do is I'll probably put it at I'll put it a little after FNAF 1. Yeah, I'll put it a little after FNAF 1. Because I think it was nice. I'd definitely play that again. And plus I love the little the plush spring trap moments too. Those were fun. Ultimate Custom Night. Okay, so I don't like Ultimate Custom Night. I'm putting it at F. Oh, let me explain. Okay. It overwhelmed the hell out of me. I understand the hidden lore to it. I do. It wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me. It wasn't my kind of thing. But I know that there's people out there that really, really like it. More power to you. But that's as far as I'm really going to go for it. FNAF World. So I liked FNAF World. I played it a couple different times back in the day. I love the cartoonish aspect for it because it's kind of a bit of a nod to Scott's original games before he did FNAF itself. I love a lot of the hidden lore. I love the different, I guess you could say, battle styles and programmings of the game. I think it was really, really fun. Like I said, I really like FNAF World. I do. Do I think it's better than Ultimate Custom Night? Yes. Do I think it's better than FNAF 2? Yes. Do I think it's better than FNAF 3? Yes, I do. Do I think it's better than FNAF 1? Okay, this is probably going to make some people upset, and I get it, but FNAF World's going to be an A. I had a lot of fun with it. I thought it was fun. I loved a lot of the characters you could unlock. I love a lot of the references and everything. And funny enough, there's a lot of parts in that game that are very important to the lore. If you know, you know. But yeah. Even though it had some problems like at launch and stuff, and I get those problems because I was there when those problems were going on. I loved the demo. I loved playing the game. I loved unlocking characters. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. Now keep in mind, it's not made to be scary, but like I said, it was so fun. It really was. Sister Location. So let me explain Sister Location here. Me and Sister Location have a very interesting relationship because I love a lot of the references to it when it comes to the other games. I love a lot of the lore for it. I love the different endings for it. But it has a lot of mechanical issues. It really does. And plus, Night 3 still to this day pisses me the F off because you have to deal with spring locks and you're stuck in a spring lock suit and you have little mini arenas trying to crawl into your suit. I hate it. I love a lot of the voice acting in the game. I loved Baby's voice acting. One of my favorite voices in the game is the Angsty Teen. It's so good. And also hashtag Exotic Butters. I had to put that in there. People will understand. I still wish I was able to get the plushie back then. Yes, there was an Exotic Butters plushie, and now on like eBay and such, it is so fucking expensive. And I wish I was able to get one before they became limited. And of course, you know, I will always love the whole Psychic Friend Fredbear situation. So much fun. I loved it. I kind of wanted to put that in there because I did absolutely love Psychic Friend Fredbear. Yes. Do I think it's better than Custom Night? Yes. Do I think it's better than FNAF 2? Yes. Do I think it's better than FNAF 3? That's kind of hard. I definitely would say it's not better than FNAF 1 or FNAF 4. So I'm going to put it right beside FNAF 3. And there's a reason why I'm doing, you know, Help Wanted and the other ones like down here. Simply because there is some of them I didn't play, but also the ones that are VR, I can't really play them because I have issues with getting motion sickness. But here we go. Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. I have mixed feelings on this game because I love the, I guess you could say, quote-unquote fake gameplay of making a pizzeria, and a lot of the mini games are fun too. The salvage is really fun, even though a lot of the cues for it still to this day I believe that they are broken. In terms of like knowing when to give them a shock and stuff to put them back into place. I think that the jump scares in this game are some of the worst. They don't, for one, they don't scare me. But two, I feel that they are animated really bad. Because all they do is they just freaking pop up on the screen. They have no motion whatsoever or anything like that. While I think some of the best jump scares in FNAF came from, I'd say FNAF 4 and FNAF 3. I think they have the best jump scares. Honorable mention will be FNAF 1, but that was because, they were good, but you could tell that it was the first game and Scott was still kind of learning about it. But I do believe that Pizzeria Simulator has the worst jump scares. And the ending for it, you could tell that Scott wanted this to be his last game. You could just tell. And of course, after Pizza Simulator is Ultimate Custom Night, but now here's the thing. With that being said, it can be a hard game. It can be either the easiest game you play or the hardest game that you play. It really is down to if you do the salvages or not, or if you treat it as like an actual FNAF game versus as a Pizzeria Simulator game, Because I did a lot. This is another game I did a lot of playthroughs for in my off time, aside from FNAF World. I'd say I played Pizzeria Simulator almost the same amount of times as I did FNAF World. But let's get down to business here. But not to defeat the Huns. If you get the reference, you're as old as me. Is it better than Custom Night? Yes. Do I believe it's better than FNAF 2? Yes. Do I believe it is better than Sister Location and FNAF 3? I do. It's not better than FNAF World, but it's very close. Like I said, if they would have did a couple alterations to the salvage game and maybe made the jump scares a little more animated instead of just popping up on the screen, I think it would be up there as an A. Now, the question is, would I play this game more than FNAF 4, and would I play it more than FNAF 1? I probably would. Because it's kind of a mix of like the fun times from FNAF World and then a mix of like the original FNAF playstyle. I'll put it at B, and I'll put it before FNAF 1. I'll do that. That's just me. Like I said, opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. You might not agree with my list. That's perfectly fine. But this is how I like it. This is how I like it. And like I said, when it comes to Still Wool and when they did Security Breach, I didn't really like the way that it looked. And I could tell that Scott wanted certain things to be in Security Breach, but it wasn't implemented right. You could tell that this was Scott having possible arguments with a studio. Because, he's a father. There is some backlash to him, but I'm putting that backlash to the side because I'm a gamer, not a dictator. I did hear that Still Wool fixed a lot of its issues with Secret of the Mimic. I've yet to watch a playthrough of that, but I watched a playthrough of Security Breach and its DLC Ruin. I felt Ruin was put together a little better than the base game of Security Breach. And plus, oh my god, the release of Security Breach. I watched somebody stream it, and ooh, it had so many bugs in it. Like, so many game-breaking bugs and graphical issues. I was completely turned off by it. I've thought about playing Security Breach, but I'm not a big fan of it, though. Because, like I said, I believe that Scott's last game was technically Pizzeria Simulator. I know why he did the custom night situation, the ultimate custom night. You know, it was kind of a nod to people that like the original formula, and, you know, to people that like a lot of stuff going on. That's why I don't really like it. I like a lot of the background, small amount of lore in Ultimate Custom Night, but I just didn't like Ultimate Custom Night. But yeah, this is my tier list. If you have any disagreements, you know, you can put them in the comments down below. If there's anything that you agree with in this list, you know, also put that in the comments down below. And yeah, until I see everyone in the next video or live stream, take care, everyone, and I hope you have a good week or weekend.